On August 2nd, 95 athletes from across our great nation will embark upon the city of Winnipeg with the goal of winning the Jenny Kyle Cup National Lacrosse Championship. Watch all of the action live on Red River Streams, bringing the game to you. The action starts now.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We now seem to have figured out how to make the internet work well. We've got our hamster running in the cage. It's working well. So we are here and we're live and we're going to watch a fantastic game. This Ontario versus British Columbia game is shaping up to be one of the best games of the tournament. This could potentially be the gold medal match. We actually have added another member to our crew here. We've got Noah joining us for this game. Want to say hello, Noah?
Hello. I don't want to take credit for being a good luck charm, but I showed up here and all of a sudden our internet's working once again. So hopefully the viewers at home, they get a good experience now, get to watch the game in full, and also listen to us blabber on about this game and the game that we're enjoying so much. The opportunity to be here and watch. It's been incredible watching these ladies play.
Absolutely, that's bang on. These girls, they've been really hustling out there. The amount of effort and focus that they put into this game is really wild to me. I didn't realize that lacrosse got so violent. These girls are absolutely working out there. A lot of times they're taking sticks to the chest, to the back, all over the place. They are absolutely just getting beat up out there, but they still keep pushing forward, and they run hard and fast, and these are really talented athletes here.
Yeah, you know, James, they say hockey is a poor man's lacrosse, and everyone's always talking about how hockey's so physical and you're hitting each other with your sticks all the time, but it doesn't match up to lacrosse.
I'm not sure I've ever heard anyone reference lacrosse as the poor man's hockey, or no, reference hockey as the poor man's lacrosse. But hey, if that's what they say in your circle, that's all good.
I apologize, Jim. I mean,
oh, we're having fun here tonight. This booth, I think we're up to about 50 degrees now in here. So we are sweating to the oldies and having a good time. So we are getting ready for the ladies to take the field, and we just need that referee to say, hey, girls, let's go. But he hasn't done it yet. So in the meantime, let's just take a quick look at our sponsors and allow you guys to be able to actually see this without it glitching and buffering anymore. And here they come. They're heading out onto the field, getting ready to go. We're moving some computers around in the office here. So if you hear people crying, that's probably because a computer fell on their head. Didn't happen. We're good. All right. For those of you at home, I hope you are queued up and ready for one heck of a game here. Both of these teams looked incredible in their first games. British Columbia played Alberta earlier in the day, and while Alberta put up a strong fight, we just saw them defeat Manitoba with relative ease. And now we also watched as the team from Ontario looked absolutely dominant against the team from Saskatchewan.
All right, here, folks, we're going to start off here with the opening face-off. Ontario in the red and BC in the blue. And it is won by BC, who is quickly on the attack. Oh, wow. Yeah, they do push around. Okay. Well, this is going to be great, guys. This is my first live lacrosse match. I'm going to be learning. Hopefully by Monday, by the gold medal, I will sound slightly educated. And a great pass. And BC starts it off with a nice quick goal. Only 30 seconds into the match. It was a great pass from number 2. We're pulling up the rosters here. And we will return to the face-off circle. Picked up by BC once again on the attack. Referee just looked like she was trying to get out of the way there. Enter it below. So they seem, James, they seem to use a tactic. They attack from behind the net.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. We saw that earlier in the day where the team from British Columbia really made use of that behind the net space, where they would then enter a crosser coming in. And quite often they would send 2 crossers, one and then a second one right after. And then they would see which one was open. They would make the pass and straight in the net. It was a dominant play against Alberta this morning.
They're running it from behind the net, almost like a quarterback out of the shotgun. You know, she has those options. She's looking for those passes. She's looking for those players diving towards the net. I'm sure, yeah, it must be tough for the goalie to be able to catch those and know where the pass is going to go, because it's behind your head, right? She has to rely on her defense, on her teammates. But anyways, Team BC is off to a quick 2-0 lead with 12 minutes and 43 seconds left in the half. It's half, right?
No, that is 12 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first quarter.
They play 4 quarters.
They play 4 15-minute quarters. Yes, that's correct, Noah.
That's pretty intense.
As Noah was saying, this is his first game of live lacrosse watching. So this should be fun. I'm excited to hear what he has to say on the mic, because I'm sure he's going to sound like he knows what he's talking about. This guy, he's a studier of the game. You don't like my word studier? Student of the game. There we are again. And there's another goal by British Columbia. They have been absolutely dominant in this first quarter. Everything going to the net. Right now, Ontario does not seem to have an answer. So, Noah, what would you say right now has been the biggest difference on the field? How has British Columbia started this match out so aggressively and so strongly?
Well, it just looks like British Columbia is controlling the pace. They're controlling the ball. At any moment that Ontario had the ball, British Columbia's defenders were already up on top. They were already pressing on them, really giving Ontario no time. And quite frankly, they're just beating them with speed. It's after each face-off draw, it looks like they're already in Ontario's zone before Ontario even has a chance to set up defensively. So if Ontario wants any chance today, they're gonna have to be stronger on the draws, and they're gonna have to have more possession, because right now it's BC's game and they're running away with it.
I agree. We actually saw that quite a bit in the Alberta and Manitoba game that we just watched, where Alberta really used speed to their advantage, where they just broke around the corner, and there was really nothing Manitoba was able to do to be able to confine them and keep them locked down. But now look at how aggressively British Columbia is moving up the field. They get that ball, and they're instantly making a 90-degree turn and heading upfield. There is no dancing around with this team.
And another goal scored by BC to make it 4-0. That goal was scored by, I believe, well, she's going to have to turn because I can't see her number when she's sideways like that. But again, it's just they're dominating possession. They are in full attack. Ontario has no answers at this moment. And I believe that goal was scored by number 1, Reese Falke. She's from Surrey, and she's a midfielder. So we're back to the draw. And again, Team BC's right on the attack. Miss pass there as Maddie McLeod gets it up to Alora. Alora is bringing it up, taking her time. They're trying to get back into that back position there where we got, well, I'm going to call her the quarterback. We got Cadence back there as she makes a move. Brings it towards the net, gets around the defender and scores. But the referee put up a flag and did a signal. And that is the goal signal. Wow, I think she called. I'm not going to lie, guys. It looked like she called it early. It's like she knew that that Alora was going to score there as soon as she got around her defender there quickly. And I believe Team Ontario is taking a timeout. Is that correct, guys?
That's what it looks like.
That is. So Team Ontario takes a quick timeout with 8 minutes left in the first quarter, down 5-0. And we are going to go to our advertisers.
All right, we're back live here. All I got to say is I am super happy to see that the internet is now holding up for us, and we're able to get you guys a great stream back at home. If you're enjoying the stream, please make a comment, let us know. And if you want us to stop talking, well, I don't think you're going to get us to stop talking. The guys in this room, they like to hear the sound of their own voice, especially Noah.
Well, James, that might be true, but I'm just here. I'm trying to enjoy this great match. You know, I'm hoping for Ontario to come back a little bit here, turn it into a contest, but it's not halves. It is quarters, as I learned earlier in the match. So you know, there's a lot of time, and you know, I was driving around the city of Winnipeg today doing my work. And I did see that there were some high scores. Like it is common to score up into the 20s in lacrosse. So I wouldn't count Team Ontario out yet. I do believe they put up 20 in their first match of the day, if that's correct. So I wouldn't count Team Ontario out, but they do need to change some things. They do need to have possession. And I may be making this up, but that's what it looks like to me. And I think that as long as they start to gain possession of the ball and they can try and slow down BC's attack, that's going to be something they need to do here.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Noah. I think that is exactly what they have to do. They have to figure out a way to slow down that BC attack. Right now, they're just a step behind. And everything that British Columbia has tried to do has been effective to this point. All right, we're back underway. And, again, British Columbia comes away with the ball. But again, this time they're putting up a bit of a fight there in front of the net. And there it is, back of the net.
Another goal scored by Alora. She's been very dominant already in this game. I believe that is her third goal of the match. We'll see. But it's been very effective. Team Ontario, they're looking a little deflated right now, if I'm being honest.
In all honesty, though, that last goal, Alora may have got the goal, but that wasn't her goal. She scored the goal because of an incredible pass by her teammate. And they just put her into a position where she was all alone at the side of the net with no goalie standing in front of her. So, I mean, I'm not exactly a specialist in lacrosse, but I probably could have scored that goal. Oh, that was an aggressive face-off. And again, British Columbia bringing it down into the Ontario zone. And the British Columbia team just kind of cycling it around the outside. Just keeping it just around the edge of the fan. Oh, cuts to the middle. Here he goes. Oh, and she makes the shot, puts it top cheese, and we are putting another score on the board.
And that goal was scored. That goal was scored by Maddie McLeod. She's from New Westminster. Westminster. See, I was close. We're giving it our all here.
You know, he handed this microphone to me just as I put a chip in my mouth. So if you hear some crunching, now you know what's going on. But in reality, though, this performance so far has been the stuff of legends. This is exactly what British Columbia would have been hoping to accomplish to start the game. They're getting set again. The referee is now putting the ball where she wants to have it. And now she's backing out. And here comes the whistle. There it is. And once again, British Columbia comes away with the faceoff win. Instant pressure into the offensive zone. That's what we see over and over again from this British Columbia team. They actually look more physical and more dominant in this game than they did in their first game of the day. Oh, the cheeky little shot, a little bounce shot, beats the goalie to increase the lead to 8-0. Team Ontario seems just shell-shocked right now. You can see members of the team standing with their hands on their hips. They don't know what's hit them. British Columbia has come out of here looking like a buzzsaw, ready to go. And right now, I can't see where Ontario has an answer for them. Ontario has got to figure out what they can do differently to try and accomplish a different result. Because if they continue to keep trying to do the same thing, it is not working.
Late substitution there. Well, Team Ontario. Looks like Kayleen just came off. Getting too hydrated in the shade on this hot day. Getting up to 32. Across the middle. And it is taken by the goalkeeper.
And a foul is called on the play. And it looks as though the team from British Columbia is going to get an opportunity here from the edge of the fan. But or was it not a foul, and instead she had a bit of a goggles issue?
That is Brooklyn with the so-called goggles issue, and replacing her is Reese, number 1. And the possession starts with as she surveys her options. Movement around. Team British Columbia giving her all the time in the world, surveying their man, playing some sort of man-to-man defense as we get the ball in to Drew. Drew is evading some BC defenders. It appears she's about to be triple teamed. Makes a bounce pass over, and it could be turned over here. The pressure picked up by Ryan and scored by Ryan. That's a tough one. You could see Drew was in trouble there as three BC defenders approached onto her, and Ryan was lucky. She was the one who was able to pick up the scraps, have the 1-0 against the goaltender, and score the easy goal.
Yeah, what you really saw there was when Ryan faced that, or not Ryan, when the Ontario player faced that triple team, she went to make that pass, and the pass was a little bit on the errant side. And so what ended up happening is then it was a scramble, and it was whoever could get the ball. And during that scramble, the Ontario defender happened to go down, and then as a result, that just left a 2-0, and then the goalie just has no chance at that point. It's too big of a net and too small of a ball. You just can't cover that much space all by yourself. Now we're back at the face-off circle. And the referee unhappy with the way that face-off went. So he's going to bring it back. Let's line up and do that all over again. We got a 9-0 game right now. Just about done the first quarter. And that was a heck of a face-off. Now it's a sprint for the ball. That ball went flying. Oh, and the girl from Ontario picks up the ball, makes a nice pass to the center, turning and going, number 5. Oh, ball stolen though. Number 12 comes away with it. She feeds the ball up the sideline. Number 16 with the ball, crossing over the line. And now she's got time. She's just sitting there getting comfortable, finding the right person to pass the ball to, puts it out to the point. Number 8 up at the top. And she's surveying the field. Found somebody on the inside, turns. Oh, and then kicks it back out. Back up to the top. Oh, we got a stoppage in play. And there's a whistle. And it looks like it is going to be British Columbia ball on the fan. These are always fun, these little penalties, where they just all of a sudden will sprint at the net. And go. Love it. And there's the shot. Oh, what a save. The goaltender comes up huge. Massive save.
And that's a pretty big save off of number 8, Michaela. The big goal scorer in BC's first match today. She scored 5 and assisted 2 of their 21 goals, I believe. So impressive save. Tough to stop in that position when they're right up close, but she made a great save. And we have about 1:42 left on the clock, even though our time is wrong. There's stoppage as we adjust that. We hope everyone at home is enjoying this broadcast. We hope that the quality is working well for you guys. Again, we do apologize for this morning. It was a little bit out of our hands with the internet solution. It's just it's outside of our scope. But we're hoping that for the rest of the tournament, the rest of this beautiful weekend, we'll have some great streams so that you guys can enjoy from afar, watch your children, your grandchildren, nieces as they play, as there's I promise by Monday I will know what that means. And into the middle. It's to Bronte. Bronte. Back to Brooklyn. Into the middle. They're looking for that inside pass. And another great save. Very nice. That is scooped up by Team Ontario as they approach midfield. And the ref blows it dead, pointing in the direction of Team Ontario. It seems they will get a free start here. And she decides to run. And she's getting pushed out of bounds. And once again, the referee... But no, the referee does not call a foul on the play. Rather, out of bounds. Into Ryan. Ryan surveying her options. Oh, and a bouncer. Great shot by Bronte. Great find by Ryan. Scooped up again. Oh, and a great steal because the cross crease pass was there. That was a good attempt by Alora to find Ryan on that short side. But Danica, the goaltender from Ontario, sniffed it out. And that is the end of the first quarter. Ontario trailing 9-0. And I will say, James, you know, the championship games are not won. Gold medals are not won in the round robin. But that first quarter was very impressive and will definitely showcase to the rest of the competing teams here what Team BC is here to do.
Yeah, definitely. BC has come out today and they have said, look, we are the defending champs. We are the team to beat. If anybody wants a chance at this title, they have to come through us. This performance in the first quarter was dominant. I have not seen a dominant performance like that so far today. This is the most dominant one. That very, very easily could have been 13-14-0. The reality is that the goaltender for Ontario made some incredible saves at the end. She just kept coming up clutch. Danica is her name. From Burlington, Ontario.
She plays for the Toronto Beaches Lacrosse.
And she actually plays for the Beaches Lacrosse?
Toronto Beaches
The
Lacrosse.
Toronto Beaches Lacrosse. Very
Maybe
nice.
she plays beach lacrosse.
I don't think there's such a thing as beach lacrosse.
Who knows?
So if anybody knows if there's a thing called beach lacrosse, let us know in the chat. Apparently the chat is disabled. Josh did not want to hear if there is any beach lacrosse. So I guess we are just going to have to wing it, and we'll say that there is. The referee has blown their whistle, and they're saying, ladies, let's go.
And Josh, our top-tier broadcasting expert, has finagled his way on YouTube, figured out the button to turn on the live chat because he did not want to hear any complaints from James and I about how he hindered our ability to communicate with the viewers at home. And so as we get off here, we've got 15 minutes to go in this the first half. 9-0 British Columbia. Ontario's looking for a bounce-back quarter here.
Yeah, the reality is that Noah and I, we are men of the people. We want to be able to talk to our viewers. We want to be able to chat with them. We just need you guys to reach out. Tell us if you're enjoying the show. If you're wanting to watch more, let us know that too. All right, we're getting set up at center here. The referee with the visor will be getting the athletes in position. Another little bit late of a person running off the field. Substitution. And now we have number 1 from British Columbia, Reese, up against, I can't see her number. Oh, the referee again did not like the way that face-off went. and therefore he has called the girls back, and we are going to do it all over again. And here we go. He backs out. Whistle blown. There it is. We're live. Oh, drops the ball. British Columbia comes up with it. Number 12, Cadence. They go behind the net. Comes out in front. Oh, can't maintain possession. Oh, Ontario comes up with it, and wow, she is giving her. She is running right down the field. Sophie. And number 19 is Allison. Passes out. Goes around the outside. Back out to number 10. All right, number 10 is looking for somebody to pass the ball to. Gets it over to number 11. They're just taking their time, trying to find that entry point when they can get that person crossing to come in and become effective. British Columbia really needs to keep an eye on number 19 behind the net. She had an incredible game. Oh, number 11 breaks through, makes a pass. Oh, but they cannot maintain control. British Columbia runs it out. Switches hands with her stick. Passes it up. Nice feed. With speed. Shot. No, just wide. Great effort coming through the zone. Putting the ball forward to the lead attacker.
And see, that looked like it was our first sustained pressure there, James, from Team Ontario. They had possession in Team BC's zone, but you can see how quickly Team BC can turn defense into offense. It took probably, 5 seconds to gain possession in their zone to bring it up and have an excellent scoring opportunity.
Absolutely. That's you couldn't have said that better. It's that transition game plan. They really are aggressive. Look at her turn the corner here. And the defense really just has to stand up more and not let them get through.
That goal was scored by number 12, Cadence, from Team BC. And see, I don't think this is any fault of Ontario. I think British Columbia, they came out with a purpose in this game, with a poise, a focus, and a mentality, and their speed. They're so fast.
Speed and aggression.
Yes, and it's a little overwhelming for Ontario right now. We got a 10-0 ball game. 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. And the referee, she does not like the way that went again. I just want to take a moment to thank Baltic Athletics, a premier clothing, sports equipment, and sports merchandise company out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. They service and make incredible equipment, wall paddings, and we are very thankful to have Baltic as one of our premier sponsors. And once again, here's BC on the attack. We're looking at Talia, who gets it down to Ryan. A little bit of trouble there with the ball. Cycling it around, surveying her options. As you see the attack. And Reese penetrates to the middle. They was not there. Wisely held on to the ball. Kick it right back out to Talia. Talia has that pressure behind her. She makes a break for it, and she picks the short corner, gets it past Danica, and scores another impressive goal. That was a really nice goal by Talia as she broke by her defender and picked the corner. Not much Danica can do there.
Yeah, those low shots seem to really be difficult for the goaltenders to get to. They put it down bottom corner. Sometimes they skip it. Sometimes they shoot it straight in. But either way, it becomes very, very difficult to get to. because you have that entire net you're trying to cover. And even though the goaltender gets a very large stick, that is not an easy task. We're back at center. Referee's backing out. Whistle blown. And guess what? Referee did not like the way that went. There is some sort of real challenge that these ladies are facing where somebody is doing something where the ball is just not popping out cleanly and they need to redo it. Let's get a real good look at this face-off here. It may take us a second or two to get caught back up, but let's get a real close view at this. And here they're ready to go. And great face-off. A little bit of a foul, but no harm. And the Ontario team takes it back into their own zone, puts it up the side. She turns, nice pass. Just a little bit errant. The ball's kind of bouncing a little bit on everybody right now. It's up high. And the British Columbia player comes up with it, but drops it. There's some stick work going on out there. British Columbia picks it up again. Nice little feed forward, a little lob over top of the defender. Number 11, just took a big old swipe at number 1. And they're just working it around nicely. Number 8 has the ball. Makes a move. And then goes top corner.
That's Michaela there again, James. She seems like a very talented player, able to get to her spots with ease. So far in this game, reminds me a lot of like this is a different sport here, but basketball. Kevin Durant able to get to her spots, and once she gets to her spot, it's all about if she can execute the shot. And so far today, when she's gotten to her spot, there's been no questions asked. It's been picking it up in the back of the net and face off it midfield because she's not missing when she gets her opportunities. Taryn for BC in the face off. Another close look for you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the view. This possession is maintained by Team Ontario. The official calls a penalty or demands play to stop. Hannah is approaching, dishes it off to Kaylin, who then dishes it off to Olivia. Olivia surveying her options, gets it to the side. Now we're at the back of the net here. Let's see if Ontario can put the first one on the board. Cut to the middle, and the pass is just a little high. Immediate pressure, and once again, here's that transition. As you see, Team BC is just pushing it up the pace, the tempo. It's quick, it's fast, and all of a sudden we're back in the offensive attacking zone where it has been very easy for Team BC to get into their offense once they get to this point. Get it back to Ryan. She kicks it out, surveying her options once again. Here's Bronte to the middle, and off wide to the left. Vanessa would be disappointed that she missed that shot, James. She had a real good opportunity, a great feed from her teammate. And here they are, Team Ontario, Danica with the ball. She's asking her teammates to move down the field, give her more chance to get a clean pass, clean look. Again, ushering her teammates forward.
You know, Noah, I'm a little confused at some of the things going on here right now. So, how far is the goalie allowed to come out with the ball? I don't know.
Well, he's allowed to go, or she's allowed to go out to the yellow line. That is, I don't know what the name is, but it's a yellow line. It's like the no passing line. So I can identify that. And we're on the attack once again. Feeds it to Bronte. Bronte out. And a quick attack. Finds inside. And the official does not like something there. Calling some sort of foul, some sort of penalty. We'll see who comes up with the ball. I'm sure you guys at home know what happened there. And now my two partners here are trying to play tricks on me, getting them to ask me questions about things I evidently do not know the answers to. But I'm just trying to provide as BC puts another one on the board. We are looking at 13-0 with 4 left to play in the half, the second quarter. And so far, it's been a very dominant performance by Team BC.
I would say that Ontario definitely has looked more comfortable here in the second quarter, even though BC is still handling them fairly strongly. However, at least Ontario in the second quarter has had some opportunities. They've been able to get the ball down and be able to actually get the ball into the zone of British Columbia. So that's been one difference maker right there. One of the unique things about field lacrosse is the ability, what did you call it, Noah? The no pass line, and how some of the defenders are not allowed to come back past that. You're only allowed so many people within the box. So that is something that you'll start to see where some of the players for Ontario are going to end up almost lining up right along that yellow line, just waiting for the ball to come back out.
Well, exactly, James. And that's why in the intro I said that hockey is a poor man's lacrosse, because they have these better rules. It allows for better offensive flow. It allows for more exciting cuts and dynamic passing lines that creates very exciting opportunities up front for goals. As you can see, they are allowed to have their sticks across the line, but as soon as that foot crosses that line, I'm assuming the official would go, tweet. No. That's just my best guess, James. What do you think?
I think you're probably pretty right. The tweet was kind of funny, though. But you know what? I agree with everything you kind of said there. Oh, did that hit the post, or did the goalie make the save? I don't know. We'll have to look back at the replay later on. But either way, it was an excellent opportunity that was thwarted by the British Columbia team. Now they're on another quick run down the field. But going back to what you were saying, Noah, I really agree with you. And that line being there really does present the opportunity for a much more fun offensive game. I mean, where a hockey game will end 3-2 or a high-scoring game will be 6-4, seeing lacrosse and it going 22-16, that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of goals, and it creates a lot of good opportunity for people to score.
I can't believe you just glossed over that pass there, James. That was an incredible pass by Bronte. She fed that right into the needle and presented her teammate with an excellent scoring opportunity once again. And there is another goal. This one is scored by Taryn. I believe that is a new goal scorer for Team BC. I believe she got her first one of the game here. That brings us to 14-0 with a minute left. A minute 14 left in the half. And we are enjoying, I will tell you one thing. This has been an entertaining first lacrosse game for myself. I know why it is Canada's national sport. This is good stuff. And I'm excited to be with you guys for the rest of the weekend here. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be here tomorrow for the continued round robin play, as well as on Sunday and Monday when we do enter into the championship rounds. Face-off is won as they battle for it. It's anyone's ball here, and it is scooped up by Ontario. Scooped up by Allison, who gets it up as we attack here. Up into the middle, here comes, and she shoots. Saved by the goaltender. Their stick is so much bigger than everyone else's stick. Wow, that seems like a hack. If there is a ball near the goaltender, I feel like number 0, Kayla, has the ability to just gobble it up, and that's the transition offense we're talking about. I was still focused on the defensive play, and before I could even move my train of thought over to the offensive zone for Team BC. They already scored.
And actually, in that case, it was a situation where the British Columbia player picked up the ball with like 4 or 5 seconds left on the clock, ran the entire length of the field, made one pass, and then it went straight in the net. That is exactly what you were talking about, Noah, where you really focused on, here is the strategy that British Columbia has been so successful with. It comes with the transition defense to offense, and it really has been something that has been effective. It's led to a 15-0 lead. I mean, those type of results speak for themselves.
So how long is halftime in lacrosse? What do we got here? It's a 5-minute long halftime. It's ishy. They can go as they please. All right. So we'll take a quick break here. We'll take a moment to see some of our sponsors and advertisers. We want to take a quick moment to thank them all for their support and allowing us to broadcast these events to people all across Canada. Thank you.
I just want to mention Baltic Athletics. They offer sports equipment, jerseys, and team uniforms. We got Gilles Lambert Pest Control. It's Winnipeg's best kept secret for pest control. BookPeasy.com. Get your mobile professional services right at your home or your business. And Oxy Fresh Carpet Cleaning for all your Winnipeg carpet cleaning needs. We are looking forward to an incredible second half here.
So, James, what do you think, like, how do you regroup from something like that? It's 15-0. There's still 30 minutes left to play. But what do you think Team Ontario's head coach is telling to her team, telling to her players, how do you regroup from that? What do you think she's saying?
I think it's really all about keeping your head up and really continuing to push forward. I think one of the key things to remember is that they really need to come out fast here in the second half. Yeah. They need to take control of this in the third quarter. If they have another quarter like they've had, this game's over. Mm-hmm. But if they can come out, they can score the first, maybe the second goal as well, then all of a sudden they start to get that momentum. And that's really what they're going to need to do in order to be able to push it forward.
Exactly that. And now we have the Team Ontario faithful, all the parents, the grandparents, the family members cheering from down below us in our booth here. So hopefully that is what they need to come back with a better second half and cut into this lead just a little bit.
And we're still live, even though we're not on the screen anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Noah and I jump in and show our handsome faces, or at least one of us has. Not saying which one.
And the face. Maintained here. I do need my glasses. Sorry, we were...
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little internal strife going on here. But we're back. British Columbia making a hard push. And the Ontario goalie once again closing that door. Number 19 takes the ball. Brings it to the outside. Smothered by the British Columbia defenders. And right away, back towards the Ontario end. Sometimes you just got to ask yourself, am I working with Tony Romo here or what? Anyways, back behind the net. Number 2 over to number 14. Oh, sorry, that's number 12. And up top, on top of the fan. And I'll tell you one other thing. Oh, look at that pass. Oh, it didn't go in, but that was an incredible pass. Tries to curl in front of the net. The Ontario defense said, no, thank you. You can't go there. And then back to the back of the net again. Nice pass in front and right to the back of the net. Wow. Excellent goal by British Columbia. Extending their lead to 16-0.
And another face-off here. Now, I think this game is out of reach here. We do need to fix our game clock. Hopefully our pro broadcaster can get onto that. But what do you think, James? What do you think Team Ontario can do to kind of, this is going to be a loss. How can they move on from this game? How can they utilize the last 26 minutes and some change here to kind of reset and bring new momentum into their game? Because this performance, and maybe that's what's going to start it, is a great save by Danica there. BC was in the slot. But I'm asking, what do you think they can do in the second half of the last 26 minutes or so to kind of change the momentum so that their next game they don't carry in this bad performance?
Yeah, I think that's really, really an important thing to note, is that they cannot let this carry forward. And by the way, Noah, you're no crossing the line. That was incorrect. The goalie is now quite a bit past the line. So just calling you out on that. But anyways, back to Ontario. What they need to do is really score a goal, get on the board, and then try and build that momentum from there. It is imperative that they do not let this just ruin their entire tournament. You cannot have that kind of a thing.
And yeah, like when I say a bad performance, it's no fault of Ontario. It's BC's ability to attack and ability to defend that's really stifled Ontario. And we watched Ontario earlier today, and they played a pretty good match. It seems as though BC in this match right now, maybe it'll be different come playoff, maybe it'll be different come the medal time. But as of right now, BC looks like they're in a different tier than every other team competing at this event.
I couldn't agree more. I think that right now what we've seen is that British Columbia is in a league of its own here, and it's going to be really hard for anyone to get back and be able to compete in these matches with them. Alberta did a really good effort today to try and keep up with them, and that was something that I found really, really interesting.
And here we have an attack here. Inside. Oh, a shifty move and the bounce. She's going to be disappointed about that, Reese, as she thinks she should have got that goal there. I tend to agree. She did all the hard work. Got the great opportunity, got to her spot, and she just happened to miss that shot. But so far, it doesn't really matter because they retain possession. We see cutting inside, missed pass there. The target was Emma, picked out outside the yellow box. But see, that's where I'm a little bit confused there, James. She was outside the yellow line, and then for some reason she was able to pass. I believe what happened is there's a set amount of players who are allowed to be on that side. It looks like 3, I'm going to guess 6 attackers is probably what the rule is. See, I'm learning as I'm watching. I told you guys, by Monday, I will have figured part of this game out. Well, she is very quick. Wow. That is, who is that, number 15? That is Sophie from Ontario. I'm sure her speed for the Kawarthas Women's Field Lacrosse, that's a tough one to pronounce. You can see it's my first time watching this team. That is her home club. I'm sure that is one of the key things they love about her style of play is that speed. It's lightning quick. Certainly she's off for a break now. Gonna get hydrated in this hot sun. We're touching 30 plus degrees here in Winnipeg. Hopefully my partners did not mention that too many times during their broadcast today, but physicality is being shown right now, isn't it, James?
It really is. I saw one of the girls take a stick to the face there. Oh, and then another goal by British Columbia. It is now 17-0. This is like the start of a Packers game.
I'm sure those watching from British Columbia, if you guys are NFL fans, I'm sure you guys are fans. You guys are the faithful followers of the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately, they are no longer good since they lost Russell Wilson, but that is a story for another day. Today we're enjoying the great Canadian national sport, lacrosse. BC is enjoying themselves. The players have energy. Ontario looks a little deflated. We can understand why, but like as we had mentioned earlier, James, we really, really hope that Ontario continues to push here, does not let this soak into them, does not let this affect their ability to perform in future games in this tournament. Coming up on the attack is once again is Team BC. Surveying her options down to the low post. There's Ryan once again. Often below the net. She gets it down to Maddie. the stark contrast in their size. Ryan is quite taller than Maddie, but they were in the same spot. So, and it's maybe because Maddie can do things like that. What a goal by number 44, Maddie. She had 5-6 Ontario defenders on her, span around. That's not even the right word, and scored an incredible goal. That will be one for the highlight reel, won't it be, James?
It will for sure. I can see her clipping that and having that on Instagram tonight. As we come back to line up here, we got an 18-0 game, and it looks like the team from Ontario is moving pretty slow. They're not hustling back up. They're starting to really feel this one. This one's going to sting a little bit tonight. But this is not the end for them. This is just one round-robin game. There will be another game for them tomorrow, and we will see how they perform in that game. And after a bit of a scramble, lots of contact in there. Sticks flying, pushing, shoving, elbows, everything. And then BC is off to the races once again. And then that hits the defender rule, where the Team Ontario attacker cannot come back and cross that line, so she had to pull up. And British Columbia with the ball. Not a lot of pressure on the British Columbia team right now. Oh, and the ball gets away, but there they go. She's got it back under control. British Columbia now regroups, setting it up on the outside, goes inside. And just cannot connect on the pass. Number 3 picks it up for Ontario. Takes a cross-check in the back from number 32, but they clear it out without any harm. Loses control. Ontario is back on the ball. Big contact. Another swipe with the stick by number 28. And this is going to be Ontario ball. They get a little head start, and away they go. She runs backwards. Goes back to the goalie. I'll say this, Danica is the goalie, correct, Noah? Mm-hmm. So Danica has been one of the more active goalies in this tournament, where she really likes to get the ball, and she likes to bring it up a little bit before she passes it. It's the one thing that I've really noticed about this Ontario team that nobody else I've seen really do. Everybody else, the goalie gets it, they pass it off to somebody pretty quick. In this case, Danica seems to really like to get involved in the attack.
Well, quite frankly, BC's defense has not allowed their goaltender to even have the ball in this matchup today. I think it's been one-sided. It's been pretty heavily dominant towards BC. So you would expect to see some different strategies from Ontario. As she feeds it inside, that was a beautiful pass. It comes across. This could be the first one, and it's saved by the goaltender. Goes for the low one. And you can hear the Team Ontario faithful cheering on their players as that goal is scored by Hannah, who is from the Orilla Lady Kings Lacrosse out of Huntsville, Ontario. Some pretty interesting club association names. I will have to ask around, ask some Ontario parents, ask some Ontario players, what's the deal with some of these names? I'm from Manitoba, and they come up with these pretty interesting names for their lacrosse teams.
You know what? This is exactly Hannah's goal. There is exactly what Team Ontario needed. They really needed to try and do something to start to build some momentum so that when they head into tomorrow, they can have some energy level to them. Because right now, if they had gotten shut out in this game and given up 25 or 30 goals, it would be really hard for that team to regroup overnight and be fired up and ready to go tomorrow morning. BC is back on the attack now, and they put the ball behind the net here. We got Hannah behind the net. Is that Ryan behind the net? My apologies. Great save. Danica really locked that down.
And so it was funny, we were talking about how Danica is very aggressive out of the net, how she likes to bring the ball up. And, that goal happened after 2 or 3 shots, but The first chance was directly off Danica's stick. It should have been a goal. It was a great save by the BC goaltender, but maybe that's why you only see Danica and Team Ontario perform this strategy, because maybe Danica has that ability that other goaltenders do not, and she really saw the pass. She saw the vision, and once again, another great pass inside to the play. And here we have Sophie once again bringing it up as we rotate around, looking for some openings, surveying her options. Shifty move to get past the defender. Comes inside. Great save. Very nice save by Team BC. Feeds it out to Olivia. Olivia surveys her options. Down to Olivia. That's Olivia squared for you guys at home. Down to Sophia, who kicks it back to Drew. Drew's looking around. Feeds it down to Zoha. Zoha makes an attack, makes a move, loses it in the middle, but the official is calling a penalty. I believe we will be outside of the, what do you call it? The
Fan.
The fan. For some reason I was going to say, well, I don't know what I was going to say, but it is the fan. So I believe this is where we're going to get that cool running start. It is, right?
Yes, it is.
And here she goes. Feeds it inside. And the nice feed from Zoha down to, I'm trying to see the number. I cannot see the number, but that was a nice finish. I believe that was number 21, Olivia, who scored that off the nice feed. And maybe look at this. Here comes Danica celebrating with her teammates, letting them know, hey, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep playing. We got 26 left in the third here.
You just called out exactly what I was just thinking, is that our clock may show 0-0 on the clock. There's actually 26 seconds. We are doing runtime right through, and for the last 30 seconds of the first, second, and third quarter, it is stop time with the officials. And then for the fourth quarter, it's the last 2 minutes is stop time. So it's really interesting to note that our clock may be out of time. That does not mean that it is actually the end of the game or the end of the quarter. In this case, there is now 15 more seconds. And Ontario has the ball. They're doing a much better job right now of keeping that ball away from the British Columbia team. Take a look at this approach by the goaltender. Not staying in the net, getting out of the net and defending against a pass when the player behind the net has the ball.
Well, unless I haven't seen it yet, I don't think it's quite possible to sling that ball from behind the net into the goaltender. I could see, you see it sometimes in soccer. You see it sometimes in hockey where they bank it off of a defender or off of a goaltender. I could see that being a possibility, but I don't think Danica would allow that. I think Danica's too good of a goaltender for that to happen to her. So you got to trust her better judgment. Know that she knows better than we do. And as we have this quick little break here, minute and a half, I'd like to take a quick second once again to thank our sponsors and advertisers for the Jenny Kyle Cup.
Talking to you yesterday. And we're back. And our officials have now blown their whistle. Saying, let's go, ladies. Last game of the day. We want to get to these opening ceremonies. For those of you at home who want to tune in for the opening ceremonies, we are going to be doing it live. So you can participate as well. All right, as we head to the fourth quarter, we got an 18-2 game. Ontario putting up the last 2 goals, starting to push back a little bit. It's probably too little too late, but you never know. And one thing I've learned in lacrosse is that you can score really quickly. So let's hold out hope for a fun finish here. Either way, let's hope that Ontario is able to make a push and start to really build that momentum for tomorrow. We are hoping to have all day tomorrow with us on the mics, walking you through these games, allowing you to learn a little more about the game of lacrosse from us experts. In all seriousness, though, we do want to make sure that we have a fun time in here, and we're giving everybody at home a really enjoyable experience. So feel free to reach out through the chat and say hello, or tune into our Instagram page at where our handle is Red River Streams. We'll be putting up some highlights, all sorts of things, and yeah, should be some really enjoyable content. And there's the face-off that doesn't go again. Now, this time it wasn't a re-face-off. We just had a little foul, and they're going to give Ontario the ball there. And Ontario brings it in. Oh, just could not connect on that pass. The ball is kind of bouncing all over the place in there. The goalie scoops it up, twists it around. The goalie's under some pressure there, but finds her outlet out to number 1. And Reese is on the move again. And we got a bit of a scramble going on again. Oh, and too bad for Team British Columbia. They actually were out on a little bit of a break there, but they got the foul called, and now it's British Columbia back in play with the control of the ball. Going to the outside. Very quick moves. Again, there it is. British Columbia making a fierce move, and Talia comes through and just pots that top corner. She made one step inside and then boom, back to the outside. Incredible. I think my team here might have fallen asleep, so I'm on my own. So we are going to keep up the shenanigans and see what happens here. Apparently, I did not start the clock. I will have to adjust.
I'll tell you one thing, James. It is very hot in this booth. Very, very warm. It gets to a man. I can't imagine these ladies out here running around in the heat, exerting this effort, running up and down this full pitch here. And once again, here's Team BC on the attack. Reese is surveying her options, gets it down over off to the far side there, feeds it down low. We still got some cutters, looking for some cutters. Once again, survey it around, inside. And it's stopped. Good stop by Danica there. Thought maybe it had a chance to squeak by, but she got just enough of it to maintain the deficit to 17. Good outlet feed. There will be a little scramble for the ball. Picked up there. Allison was battling for that ball there for a little second there as it was juggling. Some good on-ball pressure by Peyton. Once again, more good on. And then they are physical in this game. And she She had her hands spread on her stick and just cross-checked her right to the side. And the official just looked, said, "Keep playing, girls." And
A card.
he gave a card for a push, and I'll let James explain this to me because I have no idea what's going on.
And so what's going to happen here is the player, I can't see her number, number 3 for Ontario, Rachel, she's going to go off and she's going to serve time over in the penalty box. And she will be there for the duration of her penalty, regardless of whether British Columbia scores or not. It's not like hockey, where when you score, on a power play, the other player comes back out. That doesn't happen in field lacrosse.
Once again, hockey is just a poor man's lacrosse because that is an excellent rule that promotes offensive goal scoring. It promotes attacking. It also promotes good behavior. You know, you don't want to see too much shenanigans happening out there on the field. You don't want to see players get hurt. And so it's a very enforceable law. Ensures that Team Ontario is penalized for their actions. To be honest, James, when I saw the foul, I thought the player from BC actually slipped. So I disagree with the official on the call. But at the same time, and there is a snipe. Very, very excited is number 9, Lily from Team BC. She scored a very nice goal there.
Was a skipper.
A skipper, eh? Lily Gronberg, she's from Abbotsford. Abbotsford's a very nice place. Have you been to Abbotsford, James?
I have been to Abbotsford.
What do you think of Abbotsford?
I think that Abbotsford is in British Columbia, and the weather is nicer than in Winnipeg all winter. They commonly get no snow, and they get the one downside is they do tend to see a lot of forest fires in that kind of area. But it's kind of Abbotsford's in the lower mainland of British Columbia, and yeah, so it's a situation where, you know, it is beautiful there for 12 months of the year. We get hotter weather, we get colder weather, but they get nice weather all year round. They just get a lot of rain.
Please correct us if we're wrong in the live chat there about how nice it is in Abbotsford. We do want to take a second here and offer condolences or acknowledge anyone that has been affected by those wildfires out there in Alberta and BC area. I've seen some very devastating things on the news about how much of Jasper has been burnt down. So we hope that none of these players personally have been affected, or no one that they know. And we offer up our thoughts and our prayers, condolences, and hope that, you know, as a nation, what it's so great about Canada, we unite together to ensure that they come back better and stronger than ever. And yeah, they can deal through this. But here again, once again, Team BC is on the attack. Behind the net is Alora. She likes to be behind there. She likes to dictate play. I see a cutter coming through. Alora finds her. Miss pass to Emma there.
Oh, the spinorama.
And did Emma score a spinorama there? I was looking for her name on my score sheet here. And James, did she score another spinorama?
Yeah, it was a beauty. The pass came in a little bit off of where she was expecting it, and she took it, and in one foul swoop, she just spun and fired that ball right into the net. Beautiful goal.
And that is for the 21st goal of Team British Columbia. And here we are once again. Is it 22 or 21 goals?
It's 21.
Okay, that's what I said. The official lining up on the face-off. A good view from our cameraman. Team BC's player was seemingly jawing with the official. And there won't be too much to be disappointed if you're a Team BC fan, if you're a Team BC player or coach. They're a well-coached team. So is Team Ontario, but Team BC has come out looking a little sharper in this matchup. They look calm around in the offensive zone as well as the defensive zone. Eh, James?
Yeah, so in my opinion, it's really BC has come out. They've had their game plan, and they've executed it to perfection. They've run the table, and basically they have put themselves in a spot where this game was over before it started. And they've dictated the way that this game would flow. Ontario really has just had to try and survive and put up some efforts, and they've put up some strong efforts, and their goaltender Danica has been under fire the entire game. We aren't tracking the shots here, but if we were, I would guess that it is very heavily one-sided for British Columbia.
You know, James, that would be a good guess. The score is 21-2, so the shots guess would be a good guess. But that's okay. We're learning here. That would be a good guess. But here we go. We got some attacking there. And once again, there is Alora back there. She likes to play behind the net. It seems to be an area of comfort for her. She gets to dictate play. She gets to have the ball in her, what do they call that? Do they call it the basket? The cradle. See, I was close with basket. Basket, cradle. And here comes an attack. Down from Vanessa. Lost it there. Picked up by Team Ontario momentarily. Scooped up. The ball is moving around, and it is picked up by Team BC. Fed inside. Cadence slows the tempo and speed. Looking for cutters. There's a cutter inside. The pass is misjuggled. Again. There you go. Picked up again, once again, by Caden. Taryn gets it out to Claire. Claire surveying her options. Looking for cutters. A little bit of switch. Good communication by Team Ontario defense there by 21-7. Olivia and Sophia. Surveying her options once again, looking for cutters. Danica once again very out of her net. Taking up space, cutting off those passing lanes. Seems to be a good strategy. She's not scared of them scoring from there. See, personally, I've never played lacrosse, but if I was Alora, I would. Why not just try and fire it off her mask? Would it not bounce off towards the net? It's a genuine question, James.
I cannot believe that you just asked for the player to fire it off the goalie's mask.
Well, would it not ricochet off of the mask into the net? She couldn't fire it off her chest protector, but if she fired, I don't know. Maybe I'm out of pocket for that comment, but I think that it would have been my strategy, and that might be why I don't play lacrosse, because I would end up in the penalty box far too often. It is getting hot in the booth. You know, our crew has been in here. We've been fighting the internet, fighting the weather, probably dehydrated, but we're going to keep pushing, keep trying to provide good content, give you guys a good laugh, good enjoyment of this wonderful game of field lacrosse. And there's a turnover. This looks like this could be trouble. 1-0. The goalie charges, and it's a wide open net. Not much that Danica can do there, as we had a wide open net open there for Team BC. I believe that was Emma who just scored that goal. An unfortunate situation. Danica overcooked the pass just a tad bit to her defender down there, and it ended up in the hands of Team BC. And Emma was the fortunate, lucky winner who was able to pick up the scraps and find herself with an empty net. We now present ourselves a score of 22-2. 2-2-2. We got about 4:25 left on the clock, contrary to what our clock says. And here, we're just counting down the minutes. Team BC and Team Ontario. Stay tuned in. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't want to miss a minute of this action here this weekend. Following this Team Ontario, Team BC game, there will be the opening ceremonies. I am told that there will be introduction of teams, of players, of coaches, as well as a little bit of a dance ceremony. Not too familiar on who is performing, but I was informed by a Manitoba lacrosse individual that they need to make sure they got their music hooked up to the auxiliary system up top here. as you can take a moment, a cameraman can pan to the Winnipeg skyline. That is, I believe, where are we looking there? That is.
Yeah, you see the revolving restaurant.
Oh yeah, some beautiful places. There's the new, the biggest skyscraper we got there in in Winnipeg. It's just a big glass building.
13 floors.
They don't even have an elevator. It's not that many floors. Doesn't meet the criteria. You know, it's very flat here in Winnipeg. I'm sure, as a lot of these athletes will see. But we like it here. It's our way of living. But I'll tell you one thing: when I come out there, I enjoy skiing in the Albertan hills. I love to go up to Banff. I love to ski up there, and it's very beautiful. And my co-commentator's telling me to move along. As we return to action here, Team BC.
All right, we are going to try and hold it together here for the last 2 minutes of this game. Team British Columbia continuing to dominate here. We are now entering stop time, and so as every whistle comes, we will be stopping the clock, and we're probably not going to actually stop it here, but we're going to count on the correct scoreboard that is outside on the field here that is going to have the correct time. But as of right now, it is 1 minute and 28 seconds left. British Columbia just keeps cycling it around the outside, not taking any chances with the ball, but maintaining possession. And again, while they pushed it inside there, they pushed it inside in order to be able to kick it out and keep it in safe space. They're moving without the ball. In all sports, it seems like that is one of the major factors. The team that moves best without the ball is commonly the one that ends up winning. It allows them to really get in a good position to be able to receive passes and be able to be open for those passes versus having to try and force things. Nice move to the inside. Oh, she went for the skipper again. It just wouldn't drop. All right, we kicked it back outside again for Team British Columbia.
You know, James, that's pretty impressive for her to do that skipper, but it looks a lot like your chip shots around the green. Not very efficient, jumping up above the net, no control, but I know for a fact that Emma had full control on her shot. But it did remind me a lot of your golf stroke around the green. So just so the viewers at home know, James is the worst golfer of the group here. Okay, he's slightly better than Josh, but not better than me. And we must continue. We must continue. It's 22-2. And as time expires, Team BC will bring home the victory. As the girls seem rather excited, they will group together and tired too. I'm sure the heat will have played effect. They must stay out here for probably another 30 minutes or so for the opening ceremonies. And so we thank you for joining us. We'll take a quick minute here and we'll cut to our sponsors and advertisers following the handshake.
And the ladies are now just finishing up their handshake. So we are going to end this stream here, and we are going to get set up for our opening ceremonies, at which point we'll be back, and we are going to try and have a broadcast for you so you can all participate, just like those who are in attendance here.